Hello everyone, I hope you're all keeping well. So in tonight's video we are going to be talking about Game of Thrones. Now I am a fan of Game of Thrones and I have seen all 8 seasons, and also I have been on the tour about 3 or 4 times now. I live in Ireland and I also live really close to so many of the locations that they actually use for the show, and I know a lot about the show and how they film it and all that sort of stuff. So what we have here, guys, is the author George R.R. Martin, which a lot of you will know, of course, is the author of the books. He has revealed new information about Game of Thrones prequel series that we're going to be getting coming to HBO. Unofficially known as The Long Night, in a recent interview, the franchise creator discussed specific story details, most notably that House Stark will be included, along with House Lannister. Awesome. Albeit with a small caveat. Martin's Game of Thrones book series is collectively known as A Song of Ice and Fire, which I already knew. He released the first installment in 1996, A Game of Thrones, and has subsequently released 4 more novels, with 2 more yet to be released. For HBO, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss adapted Martin's fantasy series into an acclaimed television show featuring an ensemble cast including Kit Harington, Emilia Clarke, Peter Dinklage, Sophie Turner, Maisie Williams, Lena Headey and many more performers who landed life-changing roles. And I mean, so they did, guys. And I just really quickly wanted to mention that I actually saw an interview that George R. Martin was on, and he had actually said that he would have actually have preferred, sort of at least 10 series of the show Game of Thrones. So I just thought I would add that in case anybody was interested. You never know. So moving on, guys, about this new information that we have. Game of Thrones officially premiered in 2011 and concluded 8 seasons. Last October, Martin confirmed that the prequel series would be titled The Long Night, though A Game of Thrones Season 8 later received the same title. The prequel series' main cast includes Naomi Watts, Miranda Richardson and Georgie Henley. Per EW, Martin recently revealed 5 bits of crucial information about the Game of Thrones prequel series, which will take place 5,000 years before the events depicted in the HBO series. Westeros will reportedly be divided in 100 petty kingdoms, rather than the 7 depicted in Game of Thrones. So, of course, as a lot of you know that have seen Game of Thrones, that, of course, there was 7 kingdoms. So that's really cool, that we're going to be getting to see that. There's going to be 100 kingdoms. So in addition, Martin confirmed that Starks and dire wolves will be part of the storyline. Awesome. Along with things like mammoths. This sounds really amazing so far, guys. This sounds so cool. I'm looking forward to this. Crucially, the prequel series will not feature any Lannisters, at least not to begin with. Though Casterly Rock, the family's home, will be integrated, since House Lannister technically doesn't exist in the prequel series. Focal time period. So House Casterly Rock will occupy the Rock of Gibraltar. I don't know about anybody else, but this is sounding really cool so far, so I think it's really nice that we've got this news out and that we're knowing a wee bit more about it. So reading on here, guys, Martin also suggested that there won't be central leads in the Game of Thrones prequel series, but rather a large ensemble cast. Finally, he addressed the still unofficial title, which likely won't be The Long Night, as I was saying earlier, as that was actually used as one of the titles for Season 8, nor will it be called Blood Moon. He reportedly prefers The Longest Night, out of those 2, and states that would be pretty cool. The EW report ends by noting that Martin is only working on one project at the moment. The Winds of Winter, the 6th franchise installment for A Song of Ice and Fire. Given the popularity of Game of Thrones, it seems likely that the prequel series would be picked up by HBO, which, I'm certain that's going to happen. I would say that would be pretty obvious that that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't go to anywhere else, like Amazon or like a streaming service or anything like that. I think that would be pretty crappy if they done that. I'm sorry. In my opinion, Game of Thrones was a massive hit. It had 8 seasons. I know a lot of people didn't like the last season, but I actually liked it fine. I did have my issues with it though. I did have my problems, but we're not going to get into that, guys. But yeah, I think it should be put on HBO. Let me know what you think. I would be pretty annoyed if it wasn't going to be on HBO. But anyhow, going on here guys, it says, but there are a couple of important things to consider. Instead of Benioff and Wise serving as showrunners, Jane Goldman will be overseeing the pilot. Now, Jane Goldman is actually a British author, producer and writer. And also the series' future depends on the quality of the pilot, of course. As many fans already know, the original on-aired Game of Thrones pilot nearly destroyed the series before it had even begun. Since there's an adaptation precedent in place though, Goldman will surely deliver the goods with the Game of Thrones prequel series, currently known as The Long Night. So far guys, you know, we don't have, you know, 100%, you know, this is the title sort of thing. You know, for now it seems to be that this is what we're being told, you know, The Long Night. But I would say it's probably not going to be called that. I would say it's probably going to be given a different title, but I'm sure, you know, we can wait for that, you know. We'll have the patience to wait until we find out, you know, what that's going to be called. I think the whole thing, like, about, you know, mammoths and Gibraltar and, you know, having, you know, the 100 kingdoms and everything like that, you know, there's going to be, it sounds, you know, like there's going to be a much bigger cast. You know, this is going to be like, it sounds like it's going to be even on a bigger scale. We're going to be getting a much bigger cast. We're going to be getting much more involved. You know, like we're getting 100 kingdoms instead of 7. So there's going to be so much going on. I think that's going to be so cool. But I reckon there would have to be an awful lot of seasons. And I mean, there's so much material that, you know, can be used here. So I reckon they could make a lot of seasons out of this. Let me know what you think. I think this is great news, so I just wanted to quickly come on and share this with you. Also, I think if, you know, they stick to beautiful landscapes and beautiful visuals and scenery and all that there, I mean, Game of Thrones put a lot of care and effort into, you know, how everything looked and the whole feel of everything, and the locations that were used and everything were absolutely beautiful. And what we have here so far with all this information that I've read out tonight sounds actually really, really promising. So I was already looking forward to this, and I'm looking forward to it even more. So as a fan, I am very excited, and you know, my mum and dad watch this show as well, so I'm sure they'll probably watch this as well when it comes out. I know other people that will probably watch this as well coming out. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about this new news that we've received. And other than that guys, I will speak to you all soon, and until my next video, as usual, don't forget that the Force will be with you always. Bye guys.